You got to spend money to make money. You got to give time to get back abundance. You've got to do work in order for it to come back to you.
So here's the real mystery. How do regular folks like you and me, who have families and real lives, who have careers and regular 9-to-5s, really fare in the personal finance game? Why are some hugely successful while others fail miserably time and time again? Those are the glaring questions, and this podcast will give you the answers. This is EmpowerYou Financial with Eva Palacios.
All right, and welcome to another episode of EmpowerYou Financial with Eva Palacios. My name is Charles McGill. I'm your host. I'm so excited to be talking to you guys today. But before we get started, got to make sure the credit boss, aka credit coach, is in the building. Ms. Eva Palacios, you in the house?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So we are recording again, back to back. Didn't get a chance to change. So for those who see us on YouTube, yeah, we were wearing this last week. No, we weren't. It's the same day.
We got to get him in because I'm leaving again.
That's right. Eva's traveling right now, guys. So we got to make sure that we, give you guys the episodes that you guys are, looking for. And but we got to get it in. So sometimes we got to do a whole bunch in one day. We don't normally do this, but this week we had to do it. So
yes,
it is what it is.
we got to adapt. We got to adapt and there's going to be times that we just going to have to hustle harder and make it happen. And that's what we're doing.
That's right. That's right. And so, so I will ask you again. No, I'm going to ask you. So where are you going to next? So we didn't talk about this last time. So where are you going to next?
We're going to go 1 week in Cancun.
Ooh.
Yeah. 1 week to Mexico. And me and my husband have been looking forward to this for like 2 years.
2 years.
Yes. Because it was supposed to happen last year, but COVID hit. So the whole trip got canceled. And then I'm like, I'm going to get my money back. And then I was like, no, that's a lot of time on the phone arguing with people to get my money back. So I said, forget it. Let's just tough it out. Let's wait till it rescheduled. I'm so glad I did not bail out and ask for a refund because this is a very special trip.
Awesome. So Cancun, very nice. And the question on everyone's mind right now, I know all the listeners, they're asking themselves, did you pay for the plane tickets?
Oh, no. Plane tickets were, that was free. Oh, we flying for free from now on. Like I refuse to pay for a plane ticket.
See, guys,
again.
She's still up to it. She's still flying for free.
Yes. And the next trip, that'll be free too. So wow. Yeah. And we got more points. So I'm trying to figure out where else are we going to go for free?
Wow. So once again, I know every time I hear that, I'm just like, this is ridiculous. But if you guys want to know how Eva is doing this, we have a free webinar that you can sign up for.
I know.
Stop playing around. Stop sitting on the sidelines, guys. Go to free webinar. Get with Eva. She will teach you how to do this thing.
Yes. All of it. All of it. Make your credit cards fund your lifestyle. Let's go. People are doing it. Like if you see people on Instagram talking about how their credit cards are paying them, yes, now you know somebody for real that can teach you, and that's me.
Yeah.
And I'm teaching all kinds of people.
Like $5,000 you got?
$5,000 last year.
Last year?
Yes.
Wow.
This last month alone, it was like over $1,500.
So just to be clear, we're talking about cash back rewards. So free money.
Free money.
This is money Eva is getting to spend the money she's already spending.
Yep.
Kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So guys, hey, I know we said it a couple times. Y'all need to stop playing. And there's the other thing too. I'm gonna say this. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and just do what as a president of EmpowerYou, I'm gonna go ahead and say this.
Yes.
Y'all stop hitting Eva up on the solo, asking her for advice. No, I'm serious. Listen, guys, at this point, we done got so much stuff out there for y'all to tap into. Episodes, like Financial Freedom Fridays.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, guys, y'all don't, here's the thing. I don't read all the messages, but there's some that I see and y'all be hitting her up trying to get advice that we literally are telling you here's how to do it. You need to either one of two options.
Yeah.
The one I recommend first is the free webinar.
Yeah.
Go to that webinar. There's a special offer there. The offer is called the Credit Game Plan. That's what it's called. If you want to know more about it, go to the webinar. And then from there, you could join what's called the Lions Club. In the Lions Club, folks, people are winning. I mean, every single week, every day almost, we're seeing new testimonials of people getting, credit cards.
$20,000 limits.
Come on.
$600 in cash back and another $750 just for opening up a bank account.
It's ridiculous. What? It's ridiculous. Yes. Settling accounts, settling debt from, $9,000 to $800 or just, it's a whole bunch of stuff happening. And trust me, the Credit Game Plan program doesn't cost nowhere near that. You're going to get your money back in spades. It doesn't make sense. But here's the thing. So we got that. And then if you're kind of on the fence about that, which I don't understand why you would be, but I do kind of understand a little bit because, sometimes it's new information. We're still not sure. Yeah. There's the credit session that you can get with Eva, which costs less. But either way, listen, guys, y'all need to hit her up, but hitting her up don't mean asking for the freebie. Y'all need to go ahead. I'm serious because this is the thing. One thing I realized, and actually this is what I'm going to talk about today. Because one thing I realized.
Oh, I think Charles is mad. Charles is mad today.
Does that sound mad?
No.
Okay. All right. I'm not mad. But I am serious. I am serious though.
No, absolutely. You have to. There are points in your life that you have to really just make a decision and get serious about it. And now is the time.
Get serious about it. But here's the thing that I think, and this is once again, I'm talking from the perspective of someone who, once again, I'm still trying to get there, right, guys? So I'm not on the other side of this thing, but one thing I realized, and one thing I have to, this is me talking to myself. So I'm talking to y'all, but I'm also talking to myself. When it comes to leveling up, when you're about to level up and you need to get to the next level, oftentimes, I mean, what I've experienced, there is some type of sacrifice or investment or something you have to do in order to get to that next level.
Yes.
You have to give of yourself, give of your money, your time, something. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to give up something to get what you are trying to get. So, for example, with Eva, even early on, and even though me even are partners, and she's, told me I don't have to necessarily pay for some of the stuff that I've paid her for. I still do because I understand the principle. I got to pay her for her time. And because she's working with me and my wife specifically, I pay her for the time, but it's worth it because what we get back is so much more. The people who have decided to go ahead and pay for the coaching that Eva provides, where you're getting not only just like 12 months, but you're getting like access to her, exclusive access to her. This is all on the webinar. I don't want to give away all the stuff that's on the webinar, but you guys need to go and just understand this principle. If you're trying to level up, you're going to have to give up some things. And Eva, actually, I want to turn it to you because you are one of the best people to talk to about this, because people often admire how much, money you got, how much stuff you got going on, how many things, it sounds like, it just seems like you're doing so well. But one thing that they don't realize, and that we don't talk about, I guess, enough, is how much money you give away or spend or invest in order to get what you got. So talk to us a little bit about, let's take it back a couple years ago.
Yep.
I remember you said that you spent, was it $35,000? You spent $35,000 in personal development.
Mm-hmm. In 1 year.
In
1 year.
Tell me why in the world. First of all, that just sounds crazy, right? But why would you spend that kind of money? And tell us what happened after you spent that kind of money.
Man. And it's so crazy because I don't even think my husband knows how much money we spent.
Uh-oh. Glad he don't listen to the podcast.
But no, because honestly, he would probably be like, girl, you done lost your mind. What are you doing paying for all of this? Because I see the value, and this is where you do got to get good with what you're spending your money on and getting good resources or references from other people that have attended those types of services or programs. Because at the end of the day, I know the value behind you got to give. You got to spend money to make money. You got to give time to get back abundance. You've got to do work in order for it to come back to you. So for me, it wasn't how much is this going to cost? It was how much am I going to gain if I am attending this conference, training, one-on-one, hands-on type stuff? And am I going to make my money back? How fast am I going to make that money back? How much growth am I going to have once I invest this type of money? And for me, while other people be like, dang, you dropped 35 G's. Like I could have bought a car. I could have probably bought a house in most states. I knew that in order for us to go to the next level and for us to really do what we dreamt of doing, I got to position ourselves in front of the right people that have been there and done that. And not only did I learn, but my dreams got bigger because they taught me how to think differently. And that in itself just brought in more opportunity, more abundance, more monies. That Farseed paid for all of that. Yeah.
So because I can hear folks right now, and I've been here and I've thought this way as well. But sometimes it feels like when you're trying to level up and you're trying to improve, your finances, your personal credit, it seems like, what do they call it? You can't win for losing, It's like, it seems like it just gets worse and worse, right? And it's like, okay, I'm already broke, right? I ain't got no money. My credit is shot, right? This is who I am now. So you mean to tell me, in order for me to get more money, for me to do better, I have to spend money in learning how to, learning from you or taking your course or whatever it is. That don't make sense to me. Like I got to spend money. I got to spend money I don't have to get money that I don't have.
Well, let's talk about that. You may think you don't have money to do this, but I believe if your cell phone broke, you find money to go get a new cell phone.
Uh-oh.
Right? You find some money to go party. You'll find some money to go out to dinner. You'll find some money to go do whatever makes you happy at that moment in time. Why not find some money to make you happy permanently for the rest of your life? Because you're going to be exposed to all of this information that's going to make you more money. That's the problem that people have. Is they're looking, you used to charge this for your credit sessions and now it's this. I can't afford that. You should have got in when it was cheaper, but you were too busy messing around. I see people going back to, your initial rant in the beginning. I see people talking about, I don't have time to listen to your podcast, but they're asking me the questions that I done answered on the podcast. So guess what? I'm sending them episode 37, episode 24. Oh, you want to learn how to buy a car with 0% interest? Here you go. Listen to that episode. I did it. You can too. Now, if you don't want to listen to that, that's fine. But how else are you going to advance or level up if you're not plugging into the people who have been there and done that? It's a matter of prioritizing. Somebody told me they couldn't afford my coaching program. You don't even want to know what I saw them flash on social media the other day. It cost more than my coaching program. But if they were smarter, they would have invested in my program, learned how to make even more money. They could have bought whatever they just bought 10 times over and over again. See, you got to think differently when it comes to money. You got to give in order to receive.
Hey, quick break here. Sorry to interrupt the podcast. We'll get you right back to it. we just want to spend a few seconds to talk about the EmpowerYou financial group on Facebook. This is Eva's private Facebook group where she gives free tips, tricks, and strategies to improve your financial situation. Join the over 1,000 plus member community and see the success stories of people just like you who want to live life on their own terms. Come laugh with us, tell your story, and share your victories. Just search EmpowerYou Financial in Facebook and join our free private group. Oh, and be sure to invite a friend.
Well, see, and that's the thing, though. I think we hear it a lot, but I think it just in reality, when you're actually living it and experiencing it, it's just a hard thing for people to understand. And because sometimes, you get this money, you say you get this pile of money, whatever that is, you have a raise or whatever happens, some fortunate thing happens, and you have this pile of money. You're like, okay, I want to level up now. I want to start doing, doing better. Right.
Yep.
And I'll say this, a little brief story from me. We've made that shift. Me and my wife were like, okay, you know what? Next time we get excess money, we're not going to do what we normally do. What we normally used to do was do stuff to make us feel good immediately.
Yes.
Go through that list.
Instant gratification.
That's right. We always got a list in our mind of things that, we want to get. And as soon as some extra money comes in, that's usually the first things we get. Feel good. But then the next thing we know, we ain't got no money again and struggling. And we try to figure out how we gonna make ends meet, right? And so my wife and I talked, and we're gonna say, okay, we're going to intentionally do this differently now, right? We're gonna be smarter with our money and understand that, in order for us to level up, we gotta do things differently, right?
Yeah.
So one thing that I did, and one thing I'm thankful that my wife kind of just trusted me and said, okay, Charles, just do your thing. I'm gonna let you just do your thing. Right. So we're doing our thing.
Yay.
Yeah. It's great to have a supportive
That's important,
spouse.
man.
Very important.
Because, you don't need a spouse calling you crazy.
Exactly. No, we don't need that. Right. And right now, so far, so good. She trusts me. And I'm not just saying all this because she's sitting actually right next to me as we're recording. But shout out to my lovely wife. Really,
Yay, shout out to John C.
She's beautiful and love her. She's the best. But she trusted me, to say, go ahead and do your thing. And so I've been doing that. And so what I've realized though, like, I had this pile, and I'm like, okay, this is a little extra, and it's nothing crazy, nothing crazy. Definitely trust me, guys. Nothing crazy. Once again, don't be emailing me or calling me about nothing. It's just
we got $5 in the bank account. That's all we got.
That's all. It's just $5 extra. So what do I do with this $5? Right. So, but what I was thinking about, I said, okay, well, how am I going to, make this money make money for me? Right. Yeah. How can I, do some things that could actually level us up?
Yeah.
Because I'm always hearing that kind of wealth principle about having your money make money for you. Right.
Yes.
And so I was like, all right, well, let me look into different things I could do. So guess what? So the things that I was looking into, different courses, different things. Well, everything that I wanted to do, basically the entry was pay us some money and we'll teach you how to do it.
Pay us some money for the information.
For the information, and we'll teach you how to do it. And then once you learn how to do it, you can make your money back and more. And here's the thing. There's a part of me that was just like, man, come on, man. Always with I gotta pay you. And here's the thing. So I'll say for all those people out there who have those kind of thoughts, I understand, because there are a lot of people out there who are disingenuous. There's people out there that are, unfortunately robbing people, scamming people. I get it. I understand, right? But at the same time, I had to step back and say, okay, well, let me not think like how I used to think and think about, is this really worth the investment? Like you said, how soon can I get my money back? And will I get my money back? And how soon? And then also, will I make more? And I had to really think through it. And after I thought through it, I said, okay, this is something actually, it seems like it's worth it based on the social proof and all this other stuff. It seems like if I do what this person is telling me to do, I'm going to be all right. And sure enough, I went ahead and did some different things. So one was like a course and one was like, some investments. And I will say this, I'm not going to get into any details, but I will say, got my money back and more. And not only has that happened for me, but now we're saying, okay, now we got this extra on top of extra, right? We already had extra. Now we got more extra. We're going to figure out how we can continue to get more extra.
Absolutely.
But guess what the barrier is? Again, I got to spend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're like, okay, you want to go to the next level?
Yeah.
Here's the cost for that.
Yeah.
Right. But I want people to hear, and I want you to just share with them, like, you know, how did you learn that? Like, why did you, like, what, you know, what did you have to go through or get over, if you will? Was that something you always knew as a young person? Like, because I know a lot of people, it's hard for them to invest. People are always asking me, and this is another little sidebar. They're always asking me, because, you know, they understand that I do our marketing and stuff. How do you get Eva to look like this? How do we, how, right? They always ask me, how? I said, Eva invests in herself. Eva invests. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all. She invests in herself. Like, from the very jump, like, we understood as a business, okay, in order for us to get to this level, we're going to have to spend this amount of money. It just has to be that way. Yeah. And you're willing
it's
to
business.
Do that.
It's business. I mean, at the end of the day, like, anybody who wants to create a business, I don't know, you got kids and they want to do a lemonade stand. Who's going to buy the cups? Who's going to buy the lemonade? Who's going to mix it? Who's going to be outside in the cold or in the sun selling it? Everything takes money. Everything takes an investment. And I don't know, like, I'd like to think that maybe those who are out there that are like, oh, that's a lot of money, I don't know if I can afford it. I'd like to think that it's not them not being able to afford it. I'm just wondering, did they try this before and they got burned and got no results and they wasted money? And this is why now they're hesitant. I like to think the majority of the world is in that position. Because like I said, people can afford whatever the heck they want to do and they'll do it.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, I get it. 2020, COVID hit, you best believe everybody became a credit report specialist, credit guru, credit this, credit that. I ain't going to knock nobody's hustle. But at the end of the day, this is where you got to get good at knowing, if I spend this money, will it work for me? And who do I know that has been there, done that with this person or service, and they've seen results? So like for me, I don't know. I've never been in a mindset to where I can't afford it. Me, I'm just always like, okay, what are the facts? What is this person teaching me? What information does this person or group have? And will I learn something from it? But the key factor, which you just said, Charles, the key factor is not just paying for the service or the course, but actually doing the work. Doing the work. You can definitely pay me for the credit game plan program, but if you're not doing what I'm telling you to do, you will not be successful. I am just so grateful that 99% of the people that are in the Lions program are doing what I'm telling them to do, and they are seeing success. And I can easily see those who are just in the background, watching, wondering why all these people are having success, but they're not. They don't call me. They don't check in with me. I'm checking in more with them than they are with me. You guys got to want this. You guys got to not only want it, but you got to do the work to get it done. Because you can spend all the money in the world going to all these seminars and programs and coaching and get excited. But if you're not doing the work, all of that money is going to be wasted. And me, I do not like wasting money. So if I'm going to spend money, I'm committing to it. I'm there. I'm taking notes. I'm plugging in. Whatever the Zoom calls are, I'm there. Whatever the group phone calls, I'm there. There's accountability partners. Who am I going to partner with? Because I done spent all this money. I am not about to waste it. If I can grab 1 or 2 golden nuggets from being at whatever I just paid for, and it can at least make my initial investment back, boom, I won. But if I can make more money than what I invested, game over.
Yeah.
that's how you need to be treating these types of investments.
So so before we wrap this up, tell me a little bit about why do you think, why is information not free then? I mean, it is free to a degree, right? I mean, because, you know, we there's a lot of value that we give for free, right? We got the free ebook, we got our free podcast, free webinar.
So much free stuff.
So
it's ridiculous.
But then, so some people may be thinking, all right, if you want me to level up so much, you want me to win so much, I hear all that, but why don't you just give it to me for free? Why has it got to cost this amount of money? Why do
you ain't going to treat it? You ain't going to treat it like you spent money. See, when people give away everything for free, people ain't going to do nothing with that information. You don't got skin in the game. When you don't have skin in the game, it's going to sit right there on your nightstand collecting dust. You ain't going to do nothing. Life is going to be the same. And then you're going to be mad because nothing in your situation has changed. But let's be real. When you spend money for information, I would sure as heck majority of the world who spends money to get the education and information, they're going to make it a point to listen, take notes, and execute to be able to make their money back and some. And that's where I've learned. I mean, go back to the podcast where Brian was like, I knew Eva when she was like, I will go through your credit report for a Starbucks coffee. I was doing this for free. All them people that I coached for free, nope. Nothing has changed in their lives.
She was doing it for free until she met me, y'all.
Blame Charles.
That's a wrap.
But it's true though. And at the end of the day, it takes money. It takes money to get the right information to get you. Perfect example. Yes, you can Google and YouTube your way to whatever the heck you want. But how long is it going to take you for you to learn that craft, that expertise? How long is it going to take you? For example, yeah, you can clean up your own credit. Yeah, you can write letters. Yeah, you can do this. Yeah, you can do that. How much time is it going to take you to do that yourself and actually see your credit score rise? The people that I know that are doing it themselves, 6 to 12 months. Or you can pay for the information to fast forward time, get the results in 30 days. Time versus money. Same thing. I could have said, no, we're not going to go turf for our backyard. I will continue to cut the grass myself or pay the landscaper to do it. Then if I do it, I'm spending time. If I'm hiring somebody else to do it, I'm spending money. I spent more money to cut back both time and money because we invested in turf. And for me, that's peace of mind. So you just got to get real good with knowing what are you investing in, but also executing. Whatever it is that you're investing in, know that you're paying for that information. You're paying for that person who may have spent years perfecting that mathematical formula to get you those results today versus 6 to 12 months from now if you do it yourself.
Yeah. And one thing I noticed, and I think I was watching someone on Instagram and they were talking about this retreat that they were at, this Mastermind Retreat.
Yeah.
And they, everyone in that group was like a 7-figure earner, right? And I was like thinking to myself, I was like, man, that's cool that they would all come together. And then I think it was like to get in, I think it was like $25,000 or $50,000 just to hang out for a weekend. I thought about that. I was like, my goodness, like, you go pay a year's worth of salary, to hang out for 2 days. But the thing is, when I thought about that too, I was like, wow. At the same time, though, think about the kind of information that you could receive. You're at 7 figures, and the person that's teaching you is at 9 figures. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, there's some levels to this, right? And it's the same thing with me. Like me, I'm sitting where I'm sitting, and I'm like, okay, how do I scale my business? And there's the opportunities for me, but the entry is more money than I've spent before, But I realized that in order for me to get the money, that I've never had. I need to spend probably what I haven't spent before. I mean, and I'm not to say that every time you do that, guys, it always is going to pan out. Do your research, like Eva's saying. Make sure that you are, picking credible people to invest in. But the thing is, you can't get around it. You won't be able to skip that step. You won't be able to, just kind of jump and say, all right, I've arrived to this new level without necessarily putting skin in the game, giving up some things. And typically what you're giving up is your money or your time or something. But there's some type of sacrifice. All right. So Eva, we're going to wrap this up because I know me and you both got pretty tight schedules today. So if you could just leave the people with one last thought. I know, I'm sorry, guys. I kind of got us heated a little bit from early on. I kind of got us a little heated. And I'm not mad, just so you guys know, for real. Like, I'm not mad at anyone. It's not like I'm upset or anything like that. It's just that I really want you guys to level up just like I am. And I just understand, I can kind of see it. And sometimes Eva won't say it herself. But you guys, we've built these tools and these systems and these programs, and these all this stuff. We built this stuff for you guys to have access to it and to be successful. And there are people winning. Like, it's not a game. We're not making this up. There are tons of testimonials all the time coming from the Lions Club. And maybe we should start. Maybe we can maybe ask permission or have some of the people who are part of the Lions Club who are also part of EmpowerYou, maybe like repost their stuff or copy it over so that other people can see it. But I mean, it's happening literally like almost daily. And, we want you guys to have that. And the way to get there, guys, is not by hitting Eva up on the low. Y'all got to stop trying to do that. Seriously, stop trying to take the back door. You know what I'm saying?
Just know that if I don't respond back to your text message, that's why.
Well, and here's the thing. And this is the thing, because now, and I'll say it for her. It's not because she's trying to be shady or anything like that, but honestly, she gets so many messages. I think if you guys listen to the podcast, I've told her she needs an assistant, and she gets so many messages. I've told her we have to prioritize, and this is no shade, but we have to prioritize people who are paying into the program. Why? Because they're putting skin in the game, right? Eva has spent tons of time and years and years and years before investing time in people and telling them and giving out her pearls, if you will, right? And saying, here's all this good info, and people, they haven't been acting. And this is, once again, no shade to the people who haven't been acting, because, hey, I understand. Eva's told me stuff that I didn't listen to right away. If you guys have been listening, I didn't get my bank account when I was supposed to get my bank account. It messed up my PPP stuff. So y'all ain't the only ones. But I'm saying, like I said, I'm preaching to myself as well with this. We got to be willing to put skin in the game. We got to give in order for us to get. So, Eva, why don't you go ahead and leave us with one last thought around this, and let this, let the people know, if you can, just why this is so important for them to understand it, and why it seems like the actual key that unlocks that door to, living life on your own terms.
Absolutely. Guys, there is no better investment than an investment in yourself. This includes getting your finances on track. This includes getting those credit scores up. Like, don't you realize the cost of money and how much more expensive it is when you've got a very low credit score, or when you don't have the right information? You could have a good looking credit score, but if you don't know what you're worth, the next time you go buy a car, guess what? That dealership is probably going to charge you a higher interest rate than what you should have been paying had you gotten the right information. So don't feel like you can't afford to get the right information, because you cannot afford not to. When Charles was talking about spending $50,000 on a weekend for exposure with these 8 and 9 figure income earners, I was laughing because that seriously was me. Like, I was literally about to throw down 50 G's to spend 4 days in Vegas with some top millionaire, billionaire status people. But my husband's like, calm down. We already spent $35,000. I'm like, okay, I'll calm down. But I saw the value behind that. Why do you think the rich people hang out with the rich people? because they're constantly masterminding. They're constantly leveling people up. They're constantly trying to figure out how to work the system to get more of what they have. You guys got to get out of that comfort zone. Pay for the right coaching and services to level you up. And if you did and you didn't feel like you got the right information, don't let that hinder you from making another investment in something or someone else, because you could get a better experience. So guys, get it together and invest in the right information and the right tools to take your finances to the next level.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Empower You Financial with Eva Palacios. One of the things that Eva enjoys most about being in personal finance is seeing people win. So if you are looking to improve your credit score because you're ready to make a major purchase, get better rates, or start living life on your own terms, visit Eva at evaempowers.com and schedule a consultation with her so you too can live life empowered.